Hey, you're in the library with the library prof. Here's the library. Oh, look at that library, huh? More library, all that library. And here's the prof. And we're going to do a deep dive over a number of episodes here on critical thinking in relation to rhetoric and writing. And the first concept I want to get across here in this first episode is the idea that good rhetoric is in need of critical thinking. So, in classical rhetoric, the art of persuasion, the central appeal is not to audience emotions, which is in Greek the pathos, but to reason, which in Greek is the logos. Reason might include appeals to such topics or topoi as those identified by the ancient philosopher Aristotle, who lived from 384 to 322 BCE. These would include logic, evidence, comparison, definition, causation, and so on. In writing an essay, for instance, you can have everything going for you rhetorically, an interesting subject, thesis, and genre, an engaging title and opening paragraph, a tone and style that matches your audience's sensibility, a thoughtful arrangement of paragraphs. But if you don't make rational appeals and don't reason well when you do, your ultimate success will be in doubt. Like poor grammar, poor reasoning clangs to the ear, leading your reader to say no to your statements or to murmur reluctantly, "That doesn't sound right." It's been said that Benjamin Disraeli once cast shade on another parliamentarian by saying, "I was with you, sir, till I heard your argument." It's not always enough to appeal to an audience's existing desires and prejudices. Sometimes you've got to support your claims with good, rational reasons. And so it is that argumentation entails critical thinking. But what is critical thinking? To write clearly is to think clearly, and to think clearly is to think critically. In a first naive pass at a definition, objectivity and truth would seem to be essential to it. One might thus define critical thinking in this way. Critical thinking is the attempt to arrive as nearly and objectively as possible at the truth of a matter. In 1946, George Orwell, who lived from 1905 to 1950, the author of the novel 1984, wrote an essay for London's Tribune titled "In Front of Your Nose," in which he laid out a theory for why critical thinking is so hard. He wrote this: "In general, one is only right when either wish or fear coincides with reality." Now notice that Orwell is making a funny, ironic point, and observe that it rests on a powerful syllogism, that is, two premises accompanied by a conclusion. Our deepest hopes and fears lead our reason. They rarely match reality. Therefore, our conclusions rarely match reality. In the same essay, Orwell also writes the following: "To see what is in front of your nose needs a constant struggle." In these two sentences, Orwell provocatively suggests that the difficult part of critical thinking is not the act of concentrated attention to a problem, but of reducing subjectivity and increasing objectivity. The struggle is to never look away, to face the truth without, Oedipus-like, plucking out one's eyes. Now, if that was helpful to you to get you started on reflection on critical thinking in relation to writing and rhetoric, if that idea that critical thinking is about becoming more objective and seeking the truth objectively, uh, why don't you give me a thumbs up down at the bottom of this video before you leave? And my name is Professor Tafrella. I've been teaching at Antelope Valley College in California for 20 years. I've been teaching writing and rhetoric and literature and critical thinking there. And I'm glad you got a moment to spend with me. Thank you very much.